Hey, difference maker. Are you ready to get straight A's in life? I got you. I got you. So I brainstormed. Basically, this is how this is going to play out. I brainstorm some very positive, powerful words. Words are as powerful as we give them credit for. We put the power into them. Well, we're going to put some power into these words because I brainstormed some powerfully positive words that begin with the letter A. So I'm going to run you through 6 ways you can get straight A's in life. 6 things you can focus on. Okay. So, and I'm gonna throw my reading glasses on. I finally admit that I need them to make sure, because I did look up the dictionary definitions of each one. Because if you know me at all, if you know me for any length of time, you know I'm kind of geeky that way. I like to look up the definition. So here we go. The first A I'm going to ask you to focus on in your life is going to be the alignment. So when it comes to your, personal growth, personal development, alignment within your life is when your thoughts, choices, and the direction you're moving are in line with your core values. So that is a whole separate video I've done, just really kind of honing in on what your core values are. But for the purpose of this first A, alignment, the key is to tap into those core values and now think, are your thoughts, your choices, the direction you're moving, the actions you're taking, are they in alignment with your core values? If they are, that's an A. You got an A. So well done. The second A is the asking. So asking by definition is just the requesting of something. So when it comes to your life, are you asking? Are you asking whether it is, depending on what you believe, and you believe anything you want to believe? I respect all philosophies, all belief systems, all religions. So whether it's God, the universe, universal intelligence, the divine, are you asking? There is an amazing book by Abraham Hicks, Esther and Jerry Hicks. It is called Ask and It Is Given. And that's from the Bible as well. Ask and it shall be given. But I think so often we just kind of live our lives, we get into our routine, we're going through the motions, and we don't ask. We don't look out into our future and have a positive expectation for more. So once you're in alignment with your core values, are you asking for more of the life you want to be living, to become more of who you are? So if you are asking, you got another A. Good job. The next A is affirmation. Affirmation sometimes gets bullied around a bit, but I'm a big believer in affirmation. I have learned that the subconscious mind, it responds to 2 things. It responds to emotion and it responds to repetition. If you think about, if I were to ask you, where were you on 9/11? If you're here in the US, within seconds, you would just know, you would just remember where you were. Why? Because it is imprinted not only in your memory, but on your subconscious because of the amount of emotion associated with that day. But if I were to ask you, where were you on 6/11? You either might have to think about it for a while or you might not know altogether. Most people don't. So emotion is huge. But then repetition is another way that we can kind of tap into and transform the subconscious. And so affirmations are basically positive statements. So here's the definition is a practice of positive thinking and self-empowerment. So affirmations in the world of personal growth, personal development is in a more repetitious way, taking a positive statement, so a statement that has positive emotion attached to it, and repeating it. Now, I'm not a believer that affirmations can get you out of the dumps. In fact, if you're having a rough day, like if you're feeling kind of not on the path, you're not feeling the inspiration today to move toward your goal, I would go so far as to say affirmations will probably not help you. Affirmations are to be done when you're in a good place. That's when affirmations work. Too many people think affirmations don't work because they're trying to use them as a way to dig out of being in a bad place. That's not how affirmations work. To affirm your journey, to affirm yourself, to affirm the work that you're doing and what you feel called to do, to become, that's about being in a good place. So maybe affirmations first thing in the morning before the modernity of the world hits you, as Marianne Williamson used to say, probably still does. But you have an ability before the mind gets clouded with any kind of negativity or challenge, start, affirming, repeat some affirmations or listen to guided affirmations or something along those lines. Or if you're feeling great anytime during the day, or maybe first you need to meditate or listen to a favorite song or dance around the house or go for a walk, get out in nature, get into a good place, then work in the affirmations for the life you want to be living and the work you want to be doing and how much you believe in yourself and how strong you know you are and all of these wonderful things. It's pretty easy to find some guided affirmations, whether it be about, you believing in yourself or manifesting what you want to manifest. They're available all over the place on YouTube, on, Insight Timer, call the different apps, all that fun stuff. There's an app for that, of course. So, the practice of positive thinking and self-empowerment. It is up to you because you have a choice. You can think negative or you can think positive. Which one's going to benefit you? Which one is going to help you move in the direction of the life you want to be living? Positive. So affirmations are a way to take positive thinking to another level through repetition. And then, of course, self-empowerment. That's what affirmations are designed to do, to empower the self. Okay. So if you are incorporating affirmations, I do them daily personally. It works. It works for everyone I've ever worked with, but it certainly works for me. But again, you got to be in a good place, then affirm. Don't find yourself in a kind of an icky place and then try to do affirmations to feel better. It's not how it works. But if you are, when in a good place, bringing to life affirmations for yourself, for your life, for your journey, that's an A. That is an A. So that's 3 A's so far, 3 more. The next A, of course, is action. I'm going to do a separate video on the importance of action, but action is the process of doing something, typically to accomplish an aim. You do need to take action. You do need to take action. So often people refer to, the concept of law of attraction, which I've been studying for many years, and the art of manifestation and such. And they tend to believe, well, if I think about it enough, if I have my affirmations, if I believe it, like if I really believe it, it will come to me, right? I'll attract it. It doesn't really work like that. Unfortunately, The Secret was a wonderful movie, but it left out the ever so important requirement of action. You've got to take action in your life toward the life you want to be living, toward your vision, toward your inspired goals. Now, I highly recommend that they are inspired actions, which means doing the work necessary to feel inspired to take action, to feel like impulses and ideas bubble up within you so that you move forward with more of a sense of ease as opposed to it feeling like hard work. But action is necessary. If you want to accomplish something in this life, action. I'm just a big believer in inspired action versus hard work. From the outside, they look the same. People look into your life and they're like, oh, wow, you're like, it's a lot of action, it's a lot of effort. But it feels different on the inside because inspired action will empower you, will lift you up, will actually give you more fuel for the journey. Whereas hard work, well, that can fatigue you, that can wear you down. So, action. If you are taking action in your life, whether it be personally, professionally, but toward the life you want to be living, because it all intertwines. You can't live personally and professionally in your life without them overlapping. So one will always benefit the other. But if you're taking action, that's another A. Earn yourself that A. The next A is altruism. So altruism, by definition, is the selfless concern for the well-being of others. Now, if you've been with me for any length of time, you've probably heard me talk about the fact that, yes, you could say you're successful based on setting a goal and accomplishing it. And that goal could be very, external, even superficial. It could be my goal is to make $100,000. You make the $100,000, you hit your goal, you are successful. But for me, how I define success, and likely if you found me, how you define success is in a much more heart-centered way. My community that I work with on a regular basis, they are heart-centered leaders. And my guess is you are too, or you'd be watching a different video right now. But when you are a heart-centered leader, true success, yes, it does involve accomplishing perhaps partly an external goal. Extrinsic is part of the game, but never without an intrinsic goal, never without a deeper intention to be an uplifter, never without a deeper intention to, through this work that you want to do and the things that you want to accomplish for yourself, your family, your life, there is also interweaved with that a desire to make a positive impact on others. That's why I refer to you all as difference makers, because in whatever it is you're feeling called to do, in whatever way you're wanting to show up to help people, live their best lives, it's not just about you. It's not just about you making X amount of money or having a certain title or training or amount in the bank or a house or a car or whatever. Those can be part of your vision for sure. There's nothing wrong with that. But at the end of the day, expand the definition of success to include that it has to include helping others. Because otherwise, you might achieve success on paper, but are you going to feel fulfilled? Personally, I cannot feel fulfilled unless the work that I'm doing is of benefit to others, unless the work that I'm doing in some way, shape, or form uplifts others, which is why I'm sitting here doing this, is my hope to uplift you. So if you are moving through your journey with a concern for the well-being of others in the way you're living your life and the work that you're doing, it's not just professionally or in your career or in your business. I mean, yes, that's a huge part of it, but even in your day-to-day life, being kind to others, making eye contact, holding the door, having conversation, wishing people well. Like it's not that hard. It doesn't cost a thing. But specifically, of course, because this is generally what I coach people on in the work that you want to do. How is the work that you want to do in some way, shape, or form uplifting for others? Because then you've got altruism, you've got an altruistic spin on what it is that you're doing. And that is another A. So racking up the A's here. Final A, and this one is incredibly important to me. It could, should, probably will be its own video, but this final A is appreciation. So by definition, the feeling of being thankful or showing gratitude for someone or something. So appreciation is so critical in your life. And I know some days it's harder than others to feel a sense of appreciation, but I promise you this. In any scenario you ever find yourself in, no matter where you are on your path, if you're just starting to maybe, build a business as a wellness leader, or you're halfway down the road of figuring it out, but you're feeling stuck, or maybe you've been doing it for many years and you're feeling challenged or burned out. Like there's a lot of different times during the journey that we can feel challenged and we can feel frustrated and doubtful and fearful and sad. But no matter where you are in any scenario you ever find yourself in, and not just with regards to the work that you want to do, but that's what I'm laying out here for this particular example. In any scenario you find yourself in, you can look around and find something to appreciate. And in any scenario you're in, you can look around and find something to be frustrated by, to find something to be angered by, to be saddened by, to be something that would cause you to feel doubt or fear. Any scenario. I could have had the best month I've ever had in coaching. I could look at that and I could feel appreciation because it went so well. And I'm so thankful. These are more lives I get to touch. And I could look at that same scenario and be fearful. That what if it all goes away tomorrow? What if I'm not able to live up to the expectations these clients have for me and the way that I will support them. So whether it on the surface looks positive or negative, you can always put a spin of appreciation or a spin of negativity on it. And so my invitation for you here, of course, is to put appreciation on the forefront of your experience. Definitely in your professional work, it applies in your personal world too. If you were to enter into every day thinking, help me find things to appreciate, you will find what you're seeking. If you put the intention out there and keep yourself aware with that intention to find things in day-to-day life to appreciate, you will start noticing the little things. The flower that's growing out of the sidewalk where it doesn't look like it should be able to survive, the beautiful sunset, the trees blowing in the wind, the smile of a friend or a client, things that you could have otherwise missed if you didn't have an intention to notice. Notice things to appreciate. Always be on the lookout for things to appreciate. And I gave an example of, having a great month as a coach that most people would say, oh, that's nothing but positive. Of course you would appreciate that. But I showed you how you could spin that around and turn it into something that lacks appreciation. Well, in your personal world, you can do that too. Perfect example for me, when I lost my brother in 2007, he was my best friend on the planet. I will not go into the story, but it was heart, soul, and life crushing for me. And as I got through the other end of the tunnel, it's a different story, but I got through the other end of the tunnel, I looked around and I realized I can either be really sad and even angry that I lost my best friend, that I lost my brother who I went to for everything. I used to jokingly call him my oracle. Or I can appreciate that I had 44 years with him. I have 44 years with him. Actually, I didn't have 44 years. He had 44 years. I had 33 years with him. He was much older than me, 11 years older, but I had 33 years with him. He died when I was 33. Sorry about the lack of math ability there. But he died when he was 44. So I can either be sad that I lost him, or I could be happy that I had him. So you get it. You get it. It's all perspective. It's how you choose to focus on any given scenario, any given circumstance. It's your choice. So if you are in your life, through your work and your personal life, you are looking around and you are seeking things to appreciate, that is another A. I grant you another A. I grant you the best, most important A of all. But a quick recap. The first A is alignment. Your thoughts, your choices, the direction you're going, the actions you're taking, being in alignment with your core values. The second is asking. Are you asking? Are you looking forward and being open with yourself, if not even others, maybe working with a coach, but being open with the goals that you have set for yourself, the vision that you have? You got to ask. You got to want more for yourself in your life to accomplish, to become, those to help, etc. The third is affirmation. Are you getting into a good place and then affirming yourself, your life, and the good work that you want to be doing? Because remember, subconscious mind, that's where we tend to get stuck sometimes. It responds to emotion and repetition. So repeating affirmations when you're in a good place, not to get you out of a bad place, but when you're in a good place, can really help move you along, keep the momentum going. Next day is action. Are you taking inspired action? Always take inspired action. Got another video coming up I'm going to be filming about action, but take the inspired action. Next day is altruism. Altruism. Are you concerned for the well-being of others through the work that you're doing, through the way that you're living your life? Are you consistently seeking to be the difference maker that I know you came here to be? Or are you letting life cloud it over a little bit and getting kind of caught in the mundane, the routine, the going through the motions? Break out of that. Get into manual mode. Forget autopilot. Autopilot's there for a reason, and it's okay to be an autopilot. But throughout your day, throughout your week, intentionally get into manual mode and look for opportunities to lift people up. And then finally, appreciation. So where you have a choice in any situation you're in, any circumstance, you can look around, find a reason to be sad, frustrated, angry, disappointed. In that same situation, you can look at it and find something to appreciate. So alignment, the asking, the affirmation, the action, the altruism, and the appreciation. Those six. Get firing on those six cylinders. And maybe it's not all in one day. Maybe some days it's better than others when it comes to certain A's. That's okay. It's just to put these six on the forefront of your mind, to bring it into focus for you so that you can work toward getting straight A's in life. If you focus on these six A's, my friend, I grant you straight A's in life. Just do the best you can. That's all any of us can do. We fall down, we get up, we begin again. It's okay. But keep striving toward the straight A's because you will not regret it. Thank you for your time. Until our paths cross again, I am sending you much love. Take care, difference maker.